Hey, welcome back, Super Stock Bros. It's Bub and Ace, and today we're going to talk about CCIV, NIO, ARK Invest, and what's going on with the market. You don't want to miss this one. Hey, Super Stock Bros. Welcome back to the Super Stock Bros channel. I'm Bub.
And I'm Ace.
And today we're going to talk to you about CCIV, NIO, and ARK Invest and what's going on in the market. So it's been quite a couple of weeks, Ace. It feels like the market just keeps tumbling, but you know, we're like sitting there waiting for it to go back up. You know, like that scene from Spider-Man where
up and away, Web! Shazam!
Pizza time.
Yeah, I mean, that's how probably CCIV holders like you are thinking, right? Like, so give me what's going on with CCIV, because I know you're a shareholder right now, and what's your strategy? When did you get in? When did you get out? If you got out, how are you playing it? Because you know, we are swing traders. Some of us are long holders, but I'm personally more of a swing trader myself. So tell me how you're playing CCIV.
Yeah, so for those following my SPAC Road to a Milli Challenge, I had a swing portfolio, and in that portfolio, I decided, hey, let's play CCIV. Actually, I made a pretty good a call option play at $30. I sold it, you know, fairly early, but I made like, you know, $2,000 profit or something like that. And then later down the line, I rebought CCIV at the high right before the merger announcement, expecting the merger announcement to just blast them off. But what happened was, in that merger announcement, the valuation was 150% higher than everyone expected, and you know, that led to the stock falling at least 50%, which was unfortunate for everybody. That just meant that the people in the deal essentially, and we should have probably foreseen this, but behind the scenes, they probably distributed more shares, diluting the shares in the private company, because, you know, Lucid was still private at the time, and that led to the stock falling. So unfortunately, you know, the suits got all the money, and we were left holding the bag. Really unfortunate. I didn't really like what they did there. I'm not really confident that the management is looking out for the investment of for the investors' interests. So that was unfortunate, and I really didn't like how that played out. But I'm still holding the bag from the 60. I actually have, you know, just 100 shares, but the loss was pretty substantial because I also had warrants, which is a multiplicative on those. So what happened was I sold some of my warrants, reduced my position, and kind of just leveling off the play. I still am selling covered calls on the shares, so I'm trying to make that money back piece by piece, basically. Your story behind that, though, beyond the increase in the valuation, which caused the massive decrease in the share price, was also that you're going from a swing play to a long-term play. So all the swing traders basically got out of it. And now it's you're looking ahead, you're looking into production, you're looking into factories coming up, you're looking to basically all of the things that Tesla had struggles with. And now Lucid has to go through those same struggles. And will they pass the test of time? Like, who knows? Because, I mean, Tesla, behind one of the greatest geniuses in our modern era, almost failed multiple times. So you have to remember that. And I'm not throwing shade on the company. I hope they succeed. The Tesla needs competition, but at the same time, it's a very, very difficult thing.
My opinion on CCIV, same as Ace's. I think what you saw here was the short-term swing traders. They got the news and then they got out, and they don't really care for the long term. They'll just rejoin at a different entry point. Besides that, the market, like we mentioned, did go a little crazy, and people are waiting for things to stabilize. So they're not going to hold on to a long-term trade like CCIV, where they're like just, you know, getting production done. They don't even have the Lucid car out, like a bunch of Lucid cars out yet, right? So that takes a lot of time. You saw what happened at Tesla over the years. They were basically trading sideways for years until the pops in like 2019, 2020, right? So it's a long-term hold. If you love the company, hold it. If you can't, just, I don't know, sell half of it. Always have a strategy when you go in and get out when you need to get out, because stocks don't only go up, right? According to this guy, but
stocks only go up.
No, it's not happening. Okay, so next topic, NIO. NIO is expecting earnings Monday. Was it after the bell? And we haven't heard from NIO since NIO Day. I personally, like, NIO was the talk of the town in November, December. Stock Mo, you guys know Stock Mo. He's just purely talking to NIO. NIO is the Chinese EV maker, and at that time they were talking about it being the next Tesla. Now, like CCIV, Lucid is the next Tesla. Everyone wants to, pump up that they're the next Tesla. But NIO has contracts with, I think they're going to start shipping in Europe, and they have quite the leadership behind them there with Mr. Lee leading the helm there. So he's started up a few companies in the past. He's like kind of got that Musk factor for his company. What do you think of NIO? Do you think NIO would be a good entry point now, considering how much it's dropped since NIO Day, from I think about $65 per share to almost a 43 on what was it, Friday, the last Friday of the trading month of February? What do you think, Ace?
Yeah, I actually like these levels. The only thing I'm worried about is the overall market dynamics, which we'll get into later. But if you're worried about the market falling more from this point, which actually it might, depending on how the bond yields keep rising and all of this stuff. So just be careful. If you want to get into a position, just scale in. Always scale in. Like, you shouldn't think about dumping all your money at once. That's usually when mistakes are made. So piece by piece. If it goes lower, then you're happier because you can dollar cost average down. And if it goes up, then, hey, that's okay still. That means that the shares that you already own are up too. So scale in.
Yeah.
But I love it at this price, definitely.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at it on Monday. I may buy a few shares, and we'll see. We'll keep the stock bro community updated. Let's see here. Next topic is ARK's Cathie Wood. She recently had a report. She does these, I think, once a month. Don't quote me on that, but she does a deep dive and analysis on the economy, what's going on, and what, basically what ARK may do. ARK was recently in the news about, liquidity issues they might have with their ETF, which I think she put to rest in the video in the last minute. What's your take on ARK's Cathie Wood, Ace? Just give the bros a quick synopsis of what she said, and maybe I think you're going to make a video on it, right?
Yes. So, I mean, overall, the message was she has been pretty transparent about thinking that prices all over the market were overinflated, and people kept asking her, what does that mean? Do you think that ARK is overinflated? And do you think that the assets ARK owns are overinflated? And her basic answer to that is, hey, it's healthy for a market to correct. And now we're seeing the correction that she's kind of been talking about. Along with commodity prices rising, this means the cost of business is rising, and basically everything is rising due to inflation and due to bond yields going up. And she stressed that in her YouTube video, and she mentioned that I mean, if things keep going up at the rate that they were, you're creating a massive bubble. And she witnessed for firsthand what happened in the .com bubble, and essentially she said, okay, look, we don't want that to happen again. We want innovation to, definitely pick up, and for innovation to get more money to do the things that they need to do. But at the same time, if you have such a massive bubble and expectations are so high, then the possible fall is much more, right? So you want to constantly kind of level off and level back. And what she's doing to offset that is just move away from a lot of the super high value stocks. Like, she sold Facebook and Apple, and now she's putting it back into the innovation stocks and everything like this. And that way, when it comes back, they will rise more substantially than Facebook and Apple say. So that's what she said. So basically, she's bullish on the economy, and she wanted a correction, and it's happening. So she didn't deny.
You know what's happening to some of our stock bros, right? In the Discord and our circles, they at the start of the year, they were all happy, and now they're just like screaming into the air like Mario. You seen this clip? I'll show you. Ah! They're going nuts. Speaking of ARK and Cathie Wood, so do you think you're going to invest in ARK, the flagship fund, which is ARK, ARKK?
Yes.
Do you think you're looking at that? It's about sitting at 130 right now. They dropped from 150. Was their 52-week high, right?
Yeah, actually, I think it even touched 160, which is incredible. But the great thing is we saw a preview of what these stocks can do, and even in the short term, what they can do. So, like seeing ARK go to 160, I kept kicking myself like, man, I could have bought this back at 80. I could have bought it at 75. I saw it go up to 120. We even said, we called it out to each other multiple times, like, wow, ARK is a great buy right now. We said it all the way to 160 essentially. So I like seeing it at these levels. I trust in Cathie Wood. I know she can handle whatever's coming at the economy like this, and she knows it's not going to spiral out of control. So yeah, I think ARK is a great buy, and I would love to buy 100 shares and possibly sell covered calls if that's an option in case that the market keeps going down. And you know what, you're locking in a great stock. So again, like I'm thinking about scaling in here very seriously.
Yeah, we just need to throw that bear out of the market. Yeah, so we need to get rid of that bear. Speaking of ARK, I'm going to think of making a few more videos related to some space stocks. I remember I did a few videos when ARKX was announced, that she was making an ARKX, which includes companies that are off the Earth. So like the satellites, drones, I think. And I'm going to do another recap on what my favorite stocks are, what I think may be in there. And that seems to be the new buzz on the street, which is like it was EVs and it's crypto. Now it's looking like what space companies are there and who's going to win that space race in the stock market and who's going to be added to ARKX fund. So look forward to that this week. So concluding thoughts, Ace. What are you planning on doing in the market this week? We talked about maybe scaling out of CCIV or holding the remaining for the long term. We got NIO earnings coming up. We might jump into that, and then ARK looks attractive. And a couple of SpaceX. What else do you think you got in mind?
Yeah, so first and foremost, very important to understand. I love preaching this topic because I strongly believe in it. Buy your high conviction long-term stocks now during the dip. Scale into all of those ones that you want to keep 5 to 10 years. Whatever you think is going to be 10 years from now. If you're hearing the name McDonald's, you should have bought into it, for example. If you're hearing the name Tesla, you probably should have bought into it. Don't look back 10 years from now and kick yourself. So that's the ultimate goal. But in terms of swinging, look for these opportunities in the market that are taking advantage of this fall. So, for example, the very speculative stocks are going to get hurt the hardest. You're already seeing that with, say, CCIV, NIO, even the ones that you mentioned, like BNGO, stuff like this. So just watch out for that. If you have high conviction, again, whatever you got to do, you have to invest in high conviction stocks, because if it drops even lower, then you'll be thinking about panic selling if you don't have high conviction. So just high conviction always. Look for those spots. And if you have the money, hopefully you had some dry powder on the side, then scale into it and see what can happen. Because I really do think that the market is going to recover in a month from now. And even though it's going to feel like a very long month, and I know it's going to feel like that for everyone, I do think that it's going to recover very quickly.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to look forward to your SPAC road to $1 million. Those are some of the tickers right there that you talked about recently. But your swing strategy for the SPAC road to $1 million, I think that's still, the best strategy that our stock bros could take to, what is it again, to make those gains? And then we'll finish off there. What is it?
Yes, it's let's make those gains.
All right, peace out, stock bros.